What up, everybody? It's your boy Sack the King, back with another video. As you can see from the title, where's the outrage? Man lynched in Mississippi. Hit that subscribe button below so you can be the first to know and help the channel grow. This is a story coming out of Mississippi, Delta State University, where a 21-year-old man by the name of Demar Travion Reed. His first name sounds like two names. It's Demar Travion, nicknamed Trey Reed, was found hanging on campus at Delta State University in Mississippi. He's from Grenada, Mississippi himself, so he's not like a person who came from out of state down to Mississippi and this happened to him. Now, there's been a lot of things online that says, oh, this guy might have did this to himself. He might have committed suicide. But from what I've read, you know, the family is not accepting that, being that the police said that there was no foul play, and also the police had told the family members that he had died in his dorm, from what I've read. Now, what's crazy about it is it's 2025, and, you know, it doesn't surprise me really, honestly, sadly, that somebody would be found hanging from a tree in somewhere like Mississippi. That is one state that I've been through, but I never wanted to stop in, or I don't have any reason to ever go there. I used to live in Louisiana, and as I told y'all in past videos, I knew what racism was before I moved to Louisiana, but I never experienced it until I moved to Louisiana, which is the reason why I got the fuck up out of there as soon as I could. And I even dropped out of high school in order to hurry up and get my GED so I could speed up the process of getting the fuck up out of Louisiana. And dropping out of high school, as I told y'all, was probably the first best decision I ever made in my life as an adult, as a young adult. Again, it doesn't surprise me, man. 21 years old. They're saying that he did this to himself. Okay. That means you would have to climb a tree. You would have to stand on something, you know what I'm saying? Kick it over, or I don't know. You know, they haven't found any evidence to say that he committed suicide, but I guess they found enough evidence to say that he did, that there was no foul play. It's Mississippi. This is a black young man. Of course, the police are going to say that. This is the same state that had 6 police officers charged with like torturing a black person just last year, I believe. Like, who the fuck would even want to go to Mississippi? Sadly, this guy was from Mississippi, but anybody watching this, like, that's the last state that you probably want to go to. Alabama, Mississippi, like all them southern states like that, Louisiana, with the exception of maybe, you know, Georgia, which has its own fucking parts that y'all can just go Google hillbillies of America and you're gonna see northern Georgia, Appalachian areas full of fucking nothing but rednecks and hillbillies and trailer trash. You know, outside of Atlanta, I wouldn't even want to go to Georgia. I've been there before, but it was a in and out type situation. You know what I mean? Kentucky, states like that. Like, you know, I used to be at Fort Knox, but I have no desire to ever go to Kentucky or, you know, Tennessee. None of them places, to be honest with you. West Virginia. I don't have no desire to go anywhere in that area. You know what I mean? It's not too many places in America that I haven't traveled that I would want to travel to be honest with you. I ain't been to Atlanta, I would go there. I ain't been to Miami, I would go there. I ain't been around New York, I would go there. Houston, Texas seems like a place that I would want to go to. But other than that, I've been everywhere I wanted to go. Other than those 4 places, I have no reason to go anywhere else in the United States, especially in that middle to south area. You feel me? Arkansas, that's another place. Like, there's no reason to go to these places. You know what I mean? Especially if you're black. Now, you know, I understand a lot of majority of black people come from those places, but I wish, you know, even in Louisiana, I wish people would just branch out. People in Louisiana have the mind frame that going on a vacation is going to Texas. I never understood that type of mentality. You know what I'm saying? I used to live in Louisiana. Like, you know, if we had to compare some of those states I mentioned to Louisiana, I'd rather be in Louisiana, but I'd put that still above Mississippi, Alabama, fucking Tennessee, Kentucky, places like that, West Virginia, the majority of Georgia, maybe some parts of Florida even, South Carolina, did I say that? Even parts of North Carolina. Like, I want no parts of none of that. And no offense to anybody who lives in those states. I got family in those states. I got best friends from some of those states, but it's just not for me. I'm from California, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even want to live in California anymore, you know what I mean? And that's why I'll be making another video this week about 7 years since I left the streets. It's been 7 years since I moved out of California. Haven't looked back. I go there to visit 3-4 times a year, but that is it. And when I go there, I'm in and I'm out. I'm militant when I move. I don't go hang out where everybody used to hang out at. I ain't in the hood. I'm not doing none of that shit that can keep me from getting back to here in Japan, where it's peaceful, where it's safe. You know what I mean? Anytime, I was just telling people this the other day, you know, stop sending me negative shit. I don't give a fuck about negative shit. Like, I'm dealing with my own shit in life. You know what I mean? And the last thing I want people to do, especially in another time zone, is to be sending me negative ass shit. Because the only time I see negative shit, I'm going to keep it 1,000 with y'all, is when I get online, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and when I happen to turn on the news on the TV. Other than that, if I didn't get on social media and if I didn't turn on the TV, I would never see negativity. I would see nothing but harmony and peace and cleanliness around here, because that's what it is in Japan. In case you didn't know, come take a trip, man. Get a passport, get some stamps on that shit. But that's neither here nor there. It's a sad situation. Maybe more will come. But until then, hit that subscribe button below so you can be the first to know and help the channel grow. Thanks.